hate my shorts.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Dave Lee Down Under podcast. I'm of course your host, Dave Lee, and this is... Oh, sorry. Go again.
And I'm not.
There you go. I forgot to unmute you there.
Well,
You're unmuted now. Okay, welcome to the show.
it's probably a good thing.
Probably. You're back now though. To stay. Episode 54 today.
Clean the floor, 54. Or
Yeah.
Lads on Tour, 54.
Right.
Or
Yeah, alright.
The House with the Bamboo Door, 54.
That's crap.
And number 4,
Yeah.
Shagging on the Floor, 54.
Well, there you go. Spoiled for choice.
That was exactly right. I don't know which one I'd be singing.
Moving along. Welcome to the show, of course, the podcast. Ooh. Sorry, I just moved my microphone a little bit.
Is that your ass or was
No,
that?
this is the mic.
Oh, okay.
You can join us every single Monday on the podcast. It goes out on all the podcasting platforms, which includes Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible. The visual element is also available to view on YouTube, which goes out 2 days earlier to Patreon supporters. You can head over to patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under.
On all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
For as little as $1 a month, you can sign up to that Patreon.
Cheapy.
I know. Video
Tight
podcasts.
ass, cheapy.
Oh, yeah. Video podcasts have migrated to a second channel a long time ago at this point. There's a little announcement we have regarding
We'll talk
them
about that.
in a moment.
We'll talk about that.
But there is the YouTube channel. Head over there, subscribe, whatever. You can find me, of course, on the regular YouTube channel, which is Dave Lee Down Under. Also on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, all that shit. Links down in the description of the podcast if you want to just click through.
Do it.
Do it. If you want to write on the show, you can shoot an email to daveleypod@gmail.com. It's getting a bit of a workout these days. People are actually emailing me.
You got to do some work then.
I know.
Glad I'm not answering them for you.
I know. I've been replying. If you're listening to the podcast on any of the audio platforms, the podcast platforms, I think actually Apple is the only one you can. But if you're listening on somewhere you can, just leave a review and a rating. It helps.
Only good ratings.
Only the good ones help.
Give us a shit description. What do you call it?
Rating.
Right. No. Give us a good rating.
Review.
And give us a shit review if you like. We'll bite back.
Just keep just keep that rating really good. Alrighty. Of course, I'm joined as always by old mate Rick.
The old bastard next door.
Yep.
Next to you.
Yep.
That's right.
Should we wait for the song to?
Hope everyone's okay.
Yeah.
It's just about to.
It's about to.
We beat it again.
Yeah, we may as well. Yeah, we may as well just let it run out.
Done.
It's finished. Good. Welcome to the show.
Hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah. We're doing all right.
Yeah, we're doing real good.
Real good. Should say from the top of this.
Vaxxers are getting up and all that sort of stuff, which is good.
Oh, yeah.
It's excellent. We'll be free next week.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice.
Those are double vaxxed will be.
Those in Sydney are free already.
Yeah, and there's some big announcements up in Sydney today.
Yeah.
Opening international borders and everything up there.
It's madness.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all happening.
Nice. It's good.
It's going to be good.
Some normality back to life.
Yeah, a couple of weeks. We'll hopefully be able to get back to cinemas, go see Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, finally.
It won't be playing by the time we're out of
Well, yeah. But the thing I realised is that by the time we get out properly and everything's open and cinemas are open and shit, the Eternals will probably be out by that point or almost out. So there'll be 2 Marvel movies out.
You'll be wheeling me in a wheelchair.
Yeah. And then we've got Spider-Man Far From Home in December. So we're going to have like 3 big Marvel movies back to back to back. It's going to be awesome. Unless Spidey gets delayed. But who knows at this point.
By the time we get back to cinemas, your adult children will have to take you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all looking up and looking good. Very exciting.
It's nice.
Should say from the top of this, I am wearing my DC Fandom cap. I've got my DC Fandom mug. I've got my Superman T-shirt on. This podcast is
not a sponsor.
It's not sponsored. This podcast is not sponsored by DC Fandom or DC or Warner Brothers Australia.
And you didn't get free shit from them?
Well, no. Well, I have done a promotion for them.
Yep.
But this is not part of the promotion.
No.
I just have to make sure because the promotional stuff I've done for them, I've had to get approval of.
Yeah, exactly.
And just want to put that there. Podcast is not sponsored by DC Fandom, Warner Brothers Australia. I just simply want to wear the shit because it's cool. Simply. But the DC Fandom event is on this weekend. Well, if you're listening to this on a Monday, it's been and gone.
Yeah.
But if you're one of the patrons listening to this early, it's Sunday, 4 a.m. Australian time, which is lovely. And then there is a Australian exclusive after party and New Zealand, Australian New Zealand after party at 10 a.m. So there you go. But again, not a sponsor of the podcast.
So where do they get? How do they get onto that? Is it
you head
email
to
link?
Yeah, you go to the website, which is
put you on the spot now,
I think it is. DCAfterPartyANZ.com. I see. I thought it. Yeah, there you go. DCAfterPartyANZ.com. Yeah. What a good plug. And this is why they're not sponsoring the podcast.
That's right.
But I'm doing like a bunch of stuff for them and whatever, so it's good. And I've got the hat and it's nice.
And anybody can get on it, yeah?
As long as you're in Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, that's
it's exclusive.
So, yeah.
Anyone can get on, I think. Yeah.
That's
I think
free.
you got to go to the website.
Free?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Head over there, DC.
I might even have a look at that.
Yeah, I'll be up and doing it.
Yeah, of course you will.
Yeah. But if you're listening on Monday, it's gone.
Yeah, that's right.
Been and gone. This week, not much.
That's the advantage of being a Patreon.
Yeah, exactly right. You get the early.
You heard about it and you might have got onto it and had a look.
Yeah, there you go. So, this week, not much.
If you're not a Patreon, suffering your jocks.
Yeah.
You missed out.
Yeah. So, this week. yeah. This week, hey, not a lot happened.
No, not a lot. I had a couple of arguments on the phone, but...
Yeah, you did too.
All that sort of shit.
Yeah, you with Murdoch. Not quite.
One of his little underlings.
Yeah.
FOXTEL.
Yeah. Got rid of it, finally.
Screwing me around.
Yeah, finally got rid of it.
Well, yeah. I got onto a chat because we had a reasonable sort of deal that ran out on Sunday, Monday.
Your contract ran out, yeah.
Contract ran out, yeah. What do they call it? The plan. The plan.
Yeah.
And I think we were paying like $109 a month or something. So I got on to find out how much it was going to go up to, and I was told one quote I was given was 104 because we were dropping a heap of channels and stuff because we don't watch them.
Yeah.
So it was going to be 104, and then I was given another price when I was on the chat at 118, and when I was on the chat, the person I was speaking to put me. I was just trying to find out how much it was going to cost me. So she finished up putting me on a plan and then hanging up on me, cut me off. So I got back on and I spoke to some others. Well, chatted with someone else.
Yeah.
They stopped the plan.
Yeah.
And cut me off.
Yeah.
So I finished up calling them the other day.
Well, actually, you said to them. Firstly,
yeah,
I just want to know whether it's going to be worth my while changing the plan and getting it cheaper, which in the end they couldn't do, or I'm going to leave.
Or just
I'm going to quit.
Drop it completely. Yeah.
And you gave them the whole spiel. We've been a customer for this long. It'll be sad to go. And they said, okay. And then they hung up.
Yep.
Or they, just
cut me off. Yep. So they just didn't give a shit.
Didn't care, yeah.
So I finished up calling them.
Yeah.
I went through to somebody and she said, oh, sorry, I can't help you. I'll have to put you through to somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay, so they put me through to somebody else. This person then gave me a quote of $119.
Yeah.
I need to put you through to somebody else so we can organise cancelling channels. So they put me through to somebody else. He gave me a quote of $118.
Yeah.
And then he had to put me back to the second person I spoke to. She then gave me a quote of $134. And I said, but hang on, I was just told 119. I've been told 118. I'm currently paying 109, and I've also been told 104. I said, and in the meantime, I've logged onto my account, and my account is telling me that my next bill will be 124. So in the end, I said, I got into an argument with them, and she said, well, it's going to be 134. I said, right, just do it at 134 because I'm going to leave anyway.
Mm.
Oh, you think about leaving? I said, yeah, probably. Oh, well, if you're thinking about leaving, call us back and we'll see what we can do. I thought to myself, well, why can't you fucking do that now?
Yeah. Just what you told them from the top. You're like,
exactly right. So we decided, okay, 134, I'll pay that and I'll cancel it and I'll get pro rata back and all that sort of stuff, not a problem. I get my bill the following day, $160. So they've taken – sorry, I didn't get the bill. They took the $160 out of the account, and 3 or 4 hours after they'd done that, I got the bill. Give me the bill beforehand.
Yeah.
So I got a survey from them, and I ripped into them.
Yeah.
And they said, basically asking how good they were, and I just said it was shit. Your service is terrible, blah, 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 blah. And they said, if we haven't resolved your issue on the first go, what is your next step? And I said, ombudsman.
Yeah.
Well, 2 hours later, I get a phone call from them that I didn't take because I don't take calls from numbers I don't know that aren't in my book.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for a call back from them because they left a message and said they'd send me an email and they'll call me back, blah, blah, blah. So I went to the email and told him when they could contact me and everything else. Still haven't had a phone call from him. But he did say in that email that he'll ring on Monday. So I'll see if they call on Monday.
Interesting.
And see what happens. In the meantime,
we've
connected to Fetch TV through Optus, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, you're loving it.
And we're paying $125 a month less, and I get everything I want out of it.
Crazy.
And that then allows me a little bit of money to go, use Stan and a few other streaming services. So fuck them.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's just terrible.
Well, because you got like the premium package through Fetch, which means you get a bunch of channels, and the channels that you get with it just happen to be the ones that you watch anyway.
Exactly right.
And then on top of that, we've got Optus Sport with Optus anyway, so we get all that. The only thing really you're going to have to sign up for is KO when you want to watch the football.
During the Aussie football season.
Unfortunately, there's going to be a little bit of money going back into the Murdoch's pocket.
Yeah, but it's only what, $25 a month or something there, as opposed to $160 a month that they've charged me this month.
Yeah, madness.
So fuck them.
So there you go. So we'll keep you updated on that. Let you know how that goes.
Right. And the bonus is the free-to-air channels I get to watch on through Fetch is high def, whereas through the FOXTEL box, it's standard def.
Yeah, 2021 still standard def channels.
How crap is it?
Most channels are still standard def on FOXTEL.
Some they have a HD channel and a standard def channel. One channel is one that I watch. But I can find the stuff I watch on that I can find on streaming services anyway.
Exactly right.
So
there you go.
They can jam it.
It's madness.
Right where the
it's
sun
just
don't
such a
shine.
waste of money,
especially
especially with other streaming services.
I think my youngest brother, I think he got rid of it.
Yeah.
Jay, I think he got rid of it. Does Darren still have it?
No, I don't know if he still has it. He's talking about getting rid of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want it.
So we're all getting rid of it.
Just get to stand.
And the only one really is left is my mother and father. Have still got it, but
she's stubborn. She won't.
No, she's even said to stop paying for it because we pay for it.
Yeah.
Me and my brothers. But she said to stop paying for it, so we'll probably get rid of that, and I'll get her onto Fetch and
Netflix.
Get her onto streaming services. Get the NBN put on for her.
That'll be fun. Try to teach an 80-year-old how to use the streaming services.
That's as bad as trying to teach me how to do something.
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
So that was your week. Yeah. My week's been actually quite drama-free, so it's a nice change of pace.
Yeah, it's all my shit this week.
Just waiting on some parcels that have been delayed, but Australia Post is absolutely fucked at the moment.
Well, it's not just them. It's the whole delivery service because there's strikes and shit.
Couriers striking and everything. It's madness. So I'm actually glad all the DC fandom stuff came because I had to use it for the promos and I needed approvals on some of the stuff today. And thankfully it came through this
Well,
morning.
the funny thing was we'd had a couple of deliveries this week, and they actually turned up in like little cars, didn't they? They weren't in vans or anything.
Amazon always delivers in a car.
Do they?
But we got something from Star Trek, which is
Ozpost's
courier service.
Yeah.
Usually comes in
vans and stuff.
In a van. Came in just a little guy in his car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously they're contractors that,
They've probably got a lot of people on strike, so they're like, shit, we've got to get in some people with their cars.
Yeah.
So there you go. Still waiting on my USPS parcel.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently still sitting at customs somewhere.
Yeah, good luck with it.
Yeah, no, I think it's gone. I'll give it a few months.
I think it might have. Well, yeah, we'll give it a little bit of time because it could be there.
It's been there for over a month now. So there you go. We'll figure that one out.
Low priority for them.
Yeah, I know.
And we know for a fact that
yeah,
posties have been told that if it's for international stuff, don't just leave it. We'll just deliver local stuff.
Yeah, but again, apparently Ozpost doesn't have it. Apparently Customs has it, and it's a different. Well, no, that's what they've said. It would say if it says that hasn't been sent through Customs, but also Ozpost also says if it hasn't scanned through to us, that probably wasn't in the crate that it came over with.
Yeah.
So it could still be in America. Well, and as I said last week, they don't want to take USPS doesn't want to take responsibility for it. Who knows what's going on?
If they're saying it hasn't come through to us, it probably wasn't in the crate. How do they know it hasn't been scanned through and it wasn't in the crate? If it's still in customs,
no, because I think she assumed that after a month it probably should have cleared customs by now, and if that parcel hasn't come through to them, it probably wasn't in the crate. That's what she's trying to say. Anyway. Hey, we got a big announcement. Woo! Oh man. I did give people a bit of a heads up on this one on social media, on Twitter over the week. Little bit of... most people were quite supportive. A few people are a bit disappointed. Mm-hmm. A bit of a mixed... I think everyone's supportive of the decision, but there are a couple of people, rightfully so, a little bit disappointed at this decision that we've had to come to for the podcast. Christ. Okay, so essentially we're going to be decommissioning the podcast. That's it. It's the end. No, I'm joking. No, we will. The
podcast goes on.
The podcast goes on. We're going to be decommissioning the video element of the podcast. Plain and simply, from the beginning, really, we wanted to aim this towards an audio platform. We wanted this to be an audio thing. The video element was always there as an option for people who wanted to view it, for people who wanted to, prefer to consume their media visually. But as we've gone on, it's become more and more clear that it's probably not something we really need to be doing.
It's a time-consuming thing.
It's no longer really become economical to do it. Not necessarily in terms of money, because we're not making anything on it. But
no, that's right.
It's not a huge deal. But it's the time that it takes to do this as a video thing that has become uneconomical, really. Because we started weighing it up, and it's like we spend 5 days a month doing the podcast. Look, we come in here, we set up this table that we're sitting at is not a permanent table. It's got legs and shit. We screw off dismantle and we take it down. Yep. So it lives downstairs. We bring it up. We put it all together. We've got 2 lights in front of us and this big whole rig with the lights and the scrims and all that shit. And it probably takes. And then we set all this up. We're gonna have to do that anyway. But look, it takes us the best part of an hour to set up. We record. Takes the best part of an hour to pack down. And then at the end of a record, look, today we're recording this at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yep.
At the end of it, once we've done all that shit, I got to go and ingest all the footage, which might take half an hour to get the footage on the computer, get the editing package and shit open. And then I sit in there for 5 or 6 hours sometimes editing the fucking thing. And it might not look like I put much effort into it. And I don't. I don't put a lot of effort into the editing, but it's just the little fiddly things like adding graphics and color correction and sound effects, most sound effects are out the board, but, these little fiddly things, dropping in the trailers, clipping it all down, and then I clip it into, like, best of segments that I store for later. So if, we go on a hiatus for a month over Christmas, I've got all these, like, best bits put aside already that can make, like, a best of shows. So I do that with every episode, and then, I time code it all. It's just a very kind of time-consuming process to do. Talking about packages, we've actually just got one. So if you're watching, all right, if you're watching, old mate Rick's just going to get a package. I'll keep going. So essentially, it's just like a very, very time-consuming thing. And I sort of realized that I'm doing this essentially, the podcast takes an entire day out of the week, and there's 5 days a week, 5 days a month that we're recording the podcast, and that adds up to like a whole working week that I'm spending on this podcast that isn't necessarily, it's growing very slowly. It's not making any money at the moment. It's just, oh, there he is. You right? You got it?
Yeah.
So what I was just saying is
wasn't ours. It was for your mother.
Oh, really? Oh, boring. I am expecting something else today, but so anyway, back on track. I was just saying it takes 5 working days out of the week, not making money on it at all, and it's just got to a point where it's like I would rather that time to spend on other content that is actually
getting views,
getting growth, adding to my monthly paycheck, because again, at the end of the day, this is the career for me. This is what I do full time. And I would rather spend those 5 days, either making content that is going to make more money and build my platform, or have some extra days I can take free.
Yeah. Because currently you're working almost 7 days a week.
Yeah, almost.
So it's essentially it's 7 days, 10, 12, 14-hour days every day.
And I hate editing this podcast until 9 o'clock at night on a Friday. It just does my head in. So essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to just get into a rhythm where we can just record the audio and the audio goes out. It's not going to take me long to edit an audio podcast.
Yeah.
I've got to get in this rhythm.
Time in that.
Yeah, so got to get in this rhythm of and we don't have to set up. We can literally have this set up somewhere in another room.
Yeah, just walk into it.
And walk in, sit down, press record, we're done, and then I just fucking do what I got to do with the audio and get the audio version out. I'm still probably going to put a version up on YouTube. It's just going to be the audio with like a static image. That's not going to take any time to edit. But look, and with this, like I said, sometimes we get recording at 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I want to get in a rhythm where we can be recording at 10 a.m. And then it's done. I edit it. I spend some time. And then by lunchtime, I've got the rest of the day either to chill out or to work on something else.
Because you're going to be on until about 9 o'clock tonight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, so...
it's just too much. And look, I really dived into the analytics of it all. I know we get a few hundred, sometimes up to like 1,000 views on the podcast. Once you break down retention rate, which is the percentage of time people actually spend watching it, retention rate on these things is about 10%, which is telling me that there's probably only about 10 people out there that are actually watching the podcast thing, or at least watching the whole thing.
And I think probably most people are listening to segments they like. And
yeah, I think so.
And then there's stuff
which is perfectly fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I'm putting so much effort into making this whole show and then you've only got 10%, people are either only watching 10% of the video, which is a 2-hour video, that's what?
10,
20 minutes?
2 hours. Oh, jeez, I know you got me now. 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Yeah.
It just becomes non-economical in the sense that it's just too much time. But then when you dive into the analytics on the audio platform, it's like 80 or 90% retention, which means people are listening to the full audio thing or, very vast majority of it, but people aren't watching the videos.
Yeah.
And I do apologize. If you are someone out there, I know there are a lot of people, 10 people probably, there are people out there who are watching and it's part of the routine of the week and you really enjoy watching it and stuff. But it's just,
And the other thing is growth as well.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah, okay, well, I was
earlier.
I
I think you were here.
I was. I might have been out. Yeah, it's just the growth. Like if you saw substantial growth week on week, it'd be different.
Touch on that,
but it's just
it's very slowly growing.
Yeah.
And I want to focus that energy on my YouTube channel. Is obviously my main focus. This has always been a side project, which is why I've never bothered with really, worrying about it's not making money, it's not monetized or whatever. That's not an issue. But then that does become, when I look at it, I'm like, okay, I'm spending a full working week, a month doing a podcast. I would rather use that time to spend on better content.
Yeah, exactly right.
For my YouTube channel that is monetized and does help grow. Yeah. So there's a lot of factors going on, and it did take us a long time to kind of come to this decision.
Yeah.
But it's just something that just unfortunately has to be done. So again, we do apologize to those who are watching and love the visual thing. It's just, and then like on top of that as well, I didn't mention, when I'm editing, I had to then clip. I post like 2 clips a week to social media.
Yeah.
It takes an hour to do that too, just to make little clips for social media, and it's too much. Thumbnails. I don't have to keep doing thumbnails. Just go on YouTube. It take 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
But everything, it just stacks on.
And the other thing is the opportunity cost. It takes away time to do other things, like you just said, for your channel, and even things like like the fandom and stuff like that, because you've got shit to do for that today as well.
Well, I'm juggling right now. Yesterday I was juggling Evolution. I'm writing an Evolution at the moment. I was juggling writing that. I then had to do some stuff for the DC fandom. I was on essentially a conference call with Warner Brothers and the PR team, trying to sort out what I'm going to do for them. Then I had to do some like concepts for them. And then at 7:30 p.m, I had another podcast that I had to go do with someone. So yesterday was stacked. This morning, I've been juggling writing the podcast, doing stuff for DC, doing, and then, whatever else I need to be doing in the day. And, I had DVDs come in before that I then need to, Blu-rays and stuff from the studios, and they take the pictures and post the stuff to social. It just all stacks.
Yeah.
It's just that little extra bit of time. Like, again, we are going to have to use time to record the podcast, but it's going to be substantially less time taken out of the day, like half a day. And by midday, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I'll be working on something else. And I want more content out, because at the moment I'm feeling I'm not doing enough content for the YouTube.
Yeah.
So
it's you're probably feeling like you're neglecting
a little bit
to a certain degree.
Yeah, so a little bit.
Your main audience.
And I feel like at this point
channel.
I could get like 2 big videos out a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
with that extra time back.
Yeah. It's an extra week.
Yeah.
So
the podcast will go ahead.
Podcast keeps going.
It'll just be an audio.
Yeah.
There might be a few changes here and there in it as well.
Well, yeah, we're going to be moving around some stuff. We're going to get rid of a few segments that aren't really working. World's Worst Manager has weighed in with some tips. I said, you just want to get rid of all the sound effects. You just want less segments. It's like, no, some of the segments just don't work, or you don't need to be doing them every week. So we're going to mix things around. And essentially we really do, this has been a thing for us from the beginning, which has been like, these podcasts are too long.
Yeah, that's right.
You get some people going, they're too long. Some people are like, no, I love the length because I can just listen. And then I got other people which are like, it takes me a whole week to listen to one. That's going to be a thing as well. We really do need to get the length down.
Yeah, we want to get it down to about an hour and a half, which was our intention in the start.
Originally, it was like an hour and a half.
Hour to an hour and a half.
That's the sweet spot. It needs to be. 2 hours is just far too long. It's been too long for us to sit here and fucking talk shit for 2 hours.
After that 2 hours, do I have a good nap?
You do have a good nap.
I do.
And then, meanwhile, I'm toiling till 9 o'clock, just fucking editing away.
Yep.
So anyway, I don't know how long we've went.
And then it's only about 8 or 9 minutes. It's all right, probably. in there somewhere, you've got to eat, and you've got to.
Oh yeah, exactly right.
Do all those sorts of things. And by the time you settle down at night to watch something, it's 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
It's just too much. So again, do a big apologies to those who are watching and enjoy watching, and it's part of your routine and stuff. Podcasts are still here. You can still listen to. You can put your feet up and have a coffee and just have a listen. Nice auditory listening experience. I did actually talk to a couple of patrons up front. I spoke to Blake and James, who are always weighing in with stuff. I said, listen, do you watch the podcast? And they said, yeah, we watch them. But they agreed the video element doesn't necessarily bring anything to the podcast.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the whole idea of a podcast, and that's why YouTube got rid of it, because YouTube had a video podcast segment section
thing,
but they got rid of it, didn't they?
I think some people still do it, but it's like, look, from the beginning again, we really wanted this to be an audio thing. It's a side project, and it's got to a point where it hasn't grown enormously. I never expected it to, but it's at a point where it's like we've been doing this for a year, hasn't grown enormously. The growth is so slow on it that at this point it's like it's just not economical to keep doing it this way. We need to go back to the original idea, which is audio, focus on that, and look, it's still there for you.
Yeah, and it's not that we don't like it. We love doing it. It's great fun to sit down and talk shit for a couple of hours or an hour or whatever it's going to be.
Which is why we're going to keep doing it.
Which is why we'll keep doing the audio portion of it. It's just the video part.
Everything else
stuffs you around a bit too much.
I know, it's just...
And I'm sure everybody will understand that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
Don't leave. Stick around. We still got...
Just listen to it.
Yeah.
And as I said, it'll still go up on the YouTube platform. It'll just be audio with a static image.
Yeah.
That's all.
So essentially, look, we might return for the occasional special. We'll do like a Christmas special or something. We do one here and there, and we'll give you enough warning. Yeah, it's going to be a video one this week. Or, it might get to the point where we decide to bring the video back. There's nothing that says we can't just decide at some point, okay, we're going to do videos again. Just right now, I need the time.
When you start paying editors and stuff like that to do your shit for you.
Exactly right. When
then
I'm
we've
not
got more time to do stuff.
And then we can do proper things. We've got 2 cameras. I have someone edit it properly.
Yeah, that's right.
Stuff like that. And it's just at this point, it's not. It just doesn't. It's not working. So anyway, lots of changes coming to the podcast. Welcome to the show. Half an hour in. So I do appreciate that. I love the support and everything else, and thank you. And I really hope you stick around.
Let's hope so.
Nice audio.
Yeah. Yeah,
edition.
Just lay back and put your headphones on and have a listen and fall asleep.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, it is now time, with all that out of the way. I think I covered everything, pretty much. Let us.
I'm sure if anybody's got any questions about it, they'll ask.
If you got any questions, send me an email. If you're really angry, send me an email. Whatever else, just let us know what you're feeling, and we always like the input and all that kind of stuff. So, at that,
what a picture! Good picture. Yeah, that'd be so much fun.
I have to apologise to you.
Oh, what for?
A few people reached out. They're like, you have to apologise to old mate Rick. Now you remember last week we were talking about the Revenant.
I can't remember yesterday. Oh, yes, okay. yes.
We'll have a listen to what happened last week.
The one he gets inside the animal. What's that one?
He gets inside the animal?
Yeah, what's it called? He's out in the snow and he...
The Revenant, I said that.
That's the one, yeah.
I don't remember getting an animal.
Didn't he cut an animal? He was out in the snow or something?
I think you're thinking about Star Wars, where he chops over the Tauntaun and he gets in it. He was
attacked by
he gets a fight with a bear.
God. I told you my memory's not great.
Star Wars. And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Okay, so what do you got to say?
Yes, that was last week. I did look back at The Revenant, and there is a scene where he gets inside a horse.
I told you. He cuts him up and gets inside because he was cold.
Yeah.
And you're trying to tell me that was Star Wars. Yeah, I know Star Wars. Where he split up in the banter or something.
No, the Tauntaun, which is like a little camel horse, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mammoth.
Yeah, pretty much.
I knew he'd done it.
No.
And you went, of course
so,
he did.
Okay.
And a few people...
I had a couple of people who were like, you need to apologise to old mate Rick over The Revenant because he does get inside a horse. So there's the apology up front.
I'll accept it.
Okay, great. Now we move on with the segment. This week, catalogues. What we've been watching this week. Catalogues, not really much other than I was watching those Inner Sanctum mysteries still. These are those Lon Chaney mystery. I bought this box set last year. I was like, yeah, these are going to be like good Halloween viewing. It's not even really horror stuff. It's just like little crime stories. So it felt like a bit of a wasted Halloween viewing in the end.
Bit like Dial M for Murder or something, you know?
Yeah,
that piss week.
That kind of like just thriller sort of crime. They weren't particularly that good either. I want to pay for that box set, but Lon Chaney's always fun. There was a couple that were good. Most of them just weren't very good at all. They were only like 60 minutes a piece, so whatever.
You can watch them all you like. I'm not watching.
That's all I watched this week as far as catalogues go. We got 3 movies in last weekend. One we can't talk about, which was the Sopranos prequel, The Many Saints of Newark.
Yep.
Can't talk about it. It's open in America. American critics are allowed to talk about it, whatever, but because the local studio prefers the local coverage to come.
You can't say anything, but I can.
Oh yeah, well, because the local arm of the studio prefers our coverage to go out when the movie opens locally. I'm just kind of barred from saying anything until like another couple of weeks. But we watched that.
Yep.
I don't even know if I'm supposed to say I watched it, but we watched that. We also watched one called Chaos Walking. This is the one.
We?
Yes, the one with Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is it called Chaos Walking?
I don't know.
I think it's called Chaos Walking.
I've got no idea what it's called.
Chaos Walking.
You just put it on, I watch it.
Yeah, I know. Chaos. I'm sure it was Chaos. Yeah, Chaos Walking. It had Tom Holland, Tom Spiderman.
Tom Spiderman. That's right.
Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ray.
Daisy Ray, yeah.
Yeah. You had Mads Mikkelsen was in there.
Yep.
Who we really like.
Like Mads.
Yep. Cynthia Erivo, who was in The Outsider that we watched recently.
Oh, yeah.
He's incredible.
Yep.
Nick Jonas randomly is in there. David Oyelowo was in there as well. Huge cast. Demian Bashir was in there too. Massive cast. Yeah. This is a movie that got absolutely trashed.
Couldn't see why.
What did you think about it?
I didn't mind it. I found it watchable. I don't think it was great, but it was watchable, and scripting was it was a bit ordinary and a bit predictable and all that sort of shit. But it was okay.
Yeah, I
that
think
sort of futuristic.
I think I liked it. It was fun,
and an apocalyptic sort of thing doesn't really appeal to me that much often.
But I do understand why it got ripped to shreds.
Oh, totally.
Because it's not great. It's not great, and there's so much of it doesn't work, or is just as you said, predictable, or just not particularly that good. Not much of it's that good, but it's fun. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable enough to watch. I'll probably give it like a 3 because it was just like a easy like Saturday night watch.
Yeah,
just easy enough. Yeah. Got a bit annoying with all the like, where he's what's called like the sound or something. Where it's like you can hear
noise.
Their thoughts. His noise. Yeah, that was a bit like a bit tacky, a bit annoying.
Yeah. That's what I found was really just a bit.
It's like
it wasn't necessary.
It's like when they have like a little gimmick in something and it doesn't. They just use it too much. It's
it
like
was real gimmicky.
Yeah. But otherwise, it was okay. Like everyone's doing their best.
If you had watched it without that noise, because it has that sort of aura around them when they're creating the noise, and the noise is basically just their thoughts and what they're thinking in their head.
Yeah. If
you didn't have that, it would have been better.
Yeah, I think so.
I think.
And it's weird though because the movie centers around it. That's kind of strange.
Yeah, it was a bit.
Like again, it was all right, enjoyable.
It was watchable.
To watch. Check it out if you're interested in it. Don't let people flogging on it, saying it's shit, detract you because it's actually quite an enjoyable movie. It's not great though.
No,
don't expect the best thing you've ever seen.
Exactly
in your life.
right.
Other than that, we also watched one called Second Act.
Which one was that one?
Jennifer Lopez and
That's
we've had another delivery.
Have we?
Yeah, we have. Jennifer Lopez, Leah Remini from The King of Queens.
That's why I did that because I thought I'd heard.
Oh yeah, and who else was in it? A couple of other just people in it that you know.
Oh, the woman from that doctor show. What's it called?
Oh, she was on House. Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
One of them. Dave Foley was in it. He's the voice of Flick in A Bug's Life. Stuff like that. It's just like a really stock standard rom-com sort of thing.
Typical J-Lo sort of film.
Yeah.
Pretty rank.
Yeah.
But just something to put on a Sunday night.
Okay. I thought it was right.
Kill your weekend and...
It's trash.
Fall asleep.
Trash. But I like a little bit of trash every now and then.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised I did actually quite enjoy it. But it's, again, not a great film. Yeah, there's not much else you can say about it.
No, there's nothing I can
bought
say
it
about
in the JB Hi-Fi. No, it wasn't JB. It was on Amazon. It was part of the buy
That's
one
right.
get one free, and it was like $4 or $5 or something. I was like, fuck it, I'll get it. I had to get something else with. There was a few other things. I was like, I'll get that one. I've seen it at JB a few times and thought, I thought, fuck, $4, $5, I'll buy it. And then we watched it. It was okay. It was enjoyable enough.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
And if what has arrived from Amazon is what I think it is, it'll be a decent movie that we can watch this week. Or maybe not this week, but at some point. It's actually one that was came through on a Shite or Riot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Probably go get it.
If you want. But then I'm sitting here talking to myself. What's the next segment is what we've been watching television.
Oh.
We'll get it later.
Yeah.
We'll get it later.
No one's going to knock it off.
No. It's probably I imagine it's probably in the mailbox. You're going to go. He's going to go.
No, I'll have a look and see if it's in the mailbox.
Well, you'll see it from up here, actually. Yeah. Have a look. See if it's open and sticking out there. He's having a little peek. Huh?
Can't see it.
Oh, it might be on the doorstep then. Well, it doesn't matter. Let's keep going. We're still on what we've been watching, and it's television, the television's portion of it. The movie that's arrived is The Love Witch, which is one that Devesh recommended.
Right, yeah.
So that's come, and I actually found a copy on Amazon UK. Come really quickly, 2 weeks. There you go. Okay, so this week on...
They got through customs all right then?
Yeah, I know. All these things I've been ordering, and within this time I've been waiting for the other thing.
Yeah, it's all been
Madness.
arriving apart from that one
bloody
crate
thing. So.
that fell off the boat probably.
Yeah. So on television this week, we watched Stock Standard, the morning show, Morning Wars, as it's called over here.
Really good.
It's getting very good.
It's real good this year.
Yeah, I think it's better than the first season.
Yeah, I'm liking it more. It's more gritty.
I was worried about. I was thinking, what can they do? Because it felt very much like a self-contained sort of thing the first season. But this new one, it's very good.
Yeah.
The direction's going, I really like, and I like that it's set like present time almost. They've set it on the back, the backing of the COVID virus and how this news station decides to not report on it in its earlier stages, and it's really good. It's really well written.
What sort of Murdoch-owned station is it?
Yeah. But it's it's good. It's really good. The writing's good. All the actors are great. Like, I love Reese Witherspoon. Jennifer Aniston's good. Steve Carell, of course, is fantastic. Michael Scott, yeah.
No, he's fantastic.
It's at a point sometimes where I watch him and I don't think of Michael Scott, which is pretty good.
Exactly right. Yeah.
There are a few points like in the first season where he was maybe a bit more like more of a funny character.
Yeah.
I was like, it's Michael Scott.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, yeah, okay, Steve Carell.
Yeah.
But he's very good. He's very good.
He's good.
But you get on it. If you haven't watched Morning Wars or Morning Show, whatever the hell it's called where you are, check it out because it's very good. It's on Apple TV. And it's a 1 a week thing. So I think we're, 4 episodes in maybe?
Oh, is it 3 or 4? I can't remember.
I think it's 4.
I'm not sure.
I think it's 4. There'll be another one tonight. Well, Friday, as we're recording this, it's Friday, but we will watch it on Monday, which is when this podcast goes out.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
The character I like is the boss. What's his name?
Billy Crudup.
Is it Billy Crudup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Billy Crudup. Yeah,
he's
really
so good.
He's really good in this.
Yeah.
plays a really, I don't know, it's hard to explain his character. Like, he's obviously under a lot of pressure, but he's just... I just can't explain.
He's almost like a Michael Scott character, in that he deals with the problems in a very flippant kind of way.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's like someone who has got so much shit going on, but they don't want to face it, and they want to just like.
But he faces it in his own way.
Yeah.
He does it in his own way, sort of thing.
And it is very funny. It's a very funny.
Yeah.
Not like ha 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 ha, but it's very very good portrayal. He's very very good in it.
Yeah.
He's very good in it.
Really
Fantastic.
like him in this.
Other than that, if we're still talking about Apple TV Plus, Ted Lasso. It's finished. Season 2 came to an end.
Oh, I'm pissed off. Yeah. Fucking love it. Absolutely love the show.
Such a good show.
It's one of the best sitcoms made in years, I reckon.
Amazing. I think so. It's like I think it's a classic already. For me anyway, I'd say, and I've said for a long time, I'm like, we're never going to have a classic sitcom ever again. That's it. The end of the sitcom era is done and over. This show has come out of left field and it is fucking... And it's really funny though, because at the beginning of last year, I watched a movie with Jason Sudeikis in it. And for the first time, I was like, I really fucking like this guy.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen him in stupid little comedies and stuff before, Hall Pass, We're the Millers. You don't really think too much. I can't remember what it was that I watched him in. Oh, I think it was that Kodachrome.
Oh, yeah,
Kodachrome
with...
who was in that? The guy, was it Ed Harris?
Ed Harris.
And there's a female in there as well who was, I think it was Elizabeth Olsen. And that was incredible. Such a good movie. And it was the first time where I looked at Jason Sudeikis and thought, holy shit, this guy is really fucking good. Why doesn't he do more?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he do more stuff? And then we watched another movie with him. Again, I can't remember what it was called. It was like about this monster. Remember that it turned out this monster came and like invaded the city. It was like a dark comedy sort of drama thing. I can't remember who else was in it, but it was like a monster thing anyway. And it was very, very good. And I was thinking then, I was like, shit, this guy doesn't do enough stuff. Why is he not doing enough stuff? And then Ted Lasso comes and I'm like, there he is.
That's why he's not done enough stuff, because he's been busy with that.
Well, maybe. But no, but how long's he been around? 10, 15 years been doing movies.
Yeah.
He doesn't do a lot. And then now this Ted Lasso comes out of left field. I was like, I'm thinking I knew it. I knew this guy was just so fucking talented and so good. But, him and his writing team and his producing team and everything is just incredible. This show is amazing.
It's funny. It's funny how many good sitcom actors have become really good filmmakers and things making TV series like this. You got the likes of him and what's his name,
John Krasinski,
people like that have really sort of almost gone away from their comedy.
Dave Schwimmer did it.
And done some really good serious stuff. Yeah. Well, not that I'm saying Ted Lasso is serious. It's a comedy. But,
but it's a drama.
It's a different sort of comedy, for him.
That's the film, Colossal. With Anne Hathaway in it as well.
Yeah.
Science fiction black comedy.
Yeah.
And Dan Stevens was in it too. I can't really remember the premise of it. I could go on IMDb.
Gloria is an out-of-work party girl forced to leave her life in New York City and move back home when reports surface that a giant creature is destroying Seoul, as in Korea. She gradually comes to the realization that she is somehow connected to this phenomenon.
That's right. Oh, and that was really good.
That was a great film.
Loved that.
It's only got a 6.2. It's better than that.
Yeah,
I thought.
So good. See, I was just thinking, actually, when we do the audio podcast, all the little dead air bits where we've got to search that IMDb and then we fuck around. That's gone. It can go. It's going to be just a much easier listening experience. And it's good because I can read audio forms. I can read audio waveforms so I can see where there's like a break of dead air, chop it out, delete.
That's a good point.
So I can just read it. I don't necessarily need that visual aid to help me cut it together. And the other good thing, we're going on a tangent here, but the other good thing is like between segments, I can give a little clap so that I don't have to spend so long doing the time coding. I know where the segments are. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
And pull up the app you got, the clapper.
Oh, yeah, the clapper board, just checking my email now. Again, this is something that can be taken out in future shows. Just waiting for the approvals on some stuff.
Still hasn't come through.
But anyway, yes, Ted Lasso is finished for season 2. They're going to be back. They're going to be back for season 3. They start filming end of the year, I think, or January. We saw an interview with one of the guys on one of the morning shows.
When did he say? Was it
January?
January?
He said January, yeah. So anyway, that comes back, and they're still saying, I read another article the other day where they were like, from the very beginning, we'd planned 3 seasons. Yeah. But we're enjoying it so much, Apple wants them to do another one. Everyone wants them to do another one. But it's like, if we can think of a story that complements it properly, we'll do more. But yeah, all this stuff that's been coming out in the trades and stuff throughout the week is that all 3 series were planned from the very beginning. They mapped out all the character arcs. They mapped out the story. They mapped out beginning, middle, and end, which is why it just works so organically and so beautifully. There was a post from Nick Mohammed, who plays what's his name? I always forget his name. It was just in my head.
Yeah, I can't think of it. It'll come to us.
So Nick Mohammed, he posted something on Instagram here. And look, I will say this contains spoilers. That's what he says here. Nate, of course, Nate. I'll read some of this because I thought it was fascinating. If you haven't watched Ted Lasso, you haven't watched the last one, maybe skip forward a few minutes, look at the time thing down the bottom and figure out when, I don't know, just skip a bit, block your ears or whatever. But for those who have listened to Ted, I thought this was fascinating. And this just shows how fucking good the writing on this show is. So he says the first time we ever see Nate in the show, he's shouting at Ted. So, of course, with all these people out who don't care about spoilers, everyone, or the people who care about spoilers are gone, people who are here don't care about spoilers, of course, Ted and Nate have this big falling out. At the end of it, Nate tells Ted basically get fucked, and he's gone and he's working for another football club now by the end of the show. So he says the very first time we ever see Nate, he's shouting at Ted. The roast from season 1 is fun and taken in good spirits, but you can see how much of a kick Nate gets out of laying into the players. Because that bit, one of the first episodes where they're all roasting each other in the locker room.
Oh,
Nate starts digging into everyone.
Yeah, that's right.
Where he's saying you can tell it's payback time, right? From that moment, right? When Nate first believes he's been fired at the end of season 1, he turns on Rebecca and calls her a shrew, which is his first glimpse at his nasty side. The hair colour change was deliberate. He says, I have flecks of grey that were painted out in season 1 and were painted more and more grey as season 2 progressed. It's a wig by the very end. Thanks to Nikki Austin and Alex Dolman for making this happen. It says, in the way bitterness, guilt, shame and stress can often change someone's appearance, they thought it would be fun to track Nate's spiral in this way. So throughout the series, they showed the downfall of this character. But this goes on forever. Like, he says a lot of the key beats in Nate's season 2 journey are unheard, unseen or dialogue free, but they're all scripted, like him spitting in the mirror. He's spitting at himself because in himself he knows that he's becoming the complete opposite of what he should be. The opening and closing shots of season 2 are the same. But in the final shot, the light in Nate's eyes has supposedly gone out, as in the script. So it obviously starts on Nate. So just all these little parallels throughout the whole series that is just so beautifully, beautifully scripted. This goes on for ages. It's his whole post. I won't read it all because I'll be here for ages. Go check it out. Nick Mohammed on Twitter. I think he posted to Instagram as well. But I just thought, just shows how well this is like the sign of just such a really good show. Yeah. And they've obviously mapped out this whole 3 seasons, then taken it to Apple and just like, this is what we've got. This whole...
It's just
incredible.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant show. So everyone can come back now. We're going to move on. But
come back.
Yeah. After you've muted the TV, come back. Oh, shit.
Hello.
Ted Lasso is finished for now, and we'll get back with it next year.
I'm going to rewatch the whole lot.
Oh, yeah, me
it's
too.
that good.
Yeah, me too.
I could watch it easily.
Sure. We also watched this week Only Murders in the Building. There's only 1 episode left of that. It's still really
sad
good.
when that finishes too.
Yeah, I'll be really sad. It's so good.
Taking a couple of little turns in there. It's good.
Yeah, little twists and turns, and like a good murder mystery.
Yeah,
very good. Jane, what's her name? Jane. She was in it. She played.
God, we're going blank today.
I know. This is what I mean. Just exhausted. She played Steve Martin's Brazos stunt double. Yeah, and was just really, really wonderful.
Jane, jeez, almost had it then. Let me have a look.
Did you? Almost?
No, I did. Almost thought about it.
Well, you got to go to the episode. So this is the kind of stuff we can cut out. Go right to the
top.
Yeah. Go to episode list. Right, episode guide right at the top.
Yep, there we go.
There you go. Click on the second last episode, and it'll come up. It'll probably come to my head by then. Jane, she hosts The Weakest Link over in America, and she's very, very good. She's very, very good.
Yeah.
She was on 2.5 Men. Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch.
There she is. She's very good. So she was fun. I just love all those little cameos that are speckled. So anyway, one episode left of that next week, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. But very good. Great show. Disney Plus.
That's been, as we've said the last few weeks, a real surprise, that one.
Yeah. So that's Disney Plus or Hulu if you're overseas.
Mm.
You know what? Also returning to Hulu or Disney. No, actually, it's not go to Disney Plus. I think go to Stan here. The Great. That's that show with Elle Fanning and Nicholas Hoult. Fantastic. About Catherine the Great.
Yeah.
I think they sent me 2 or 3 episodes for that.
I love Nicholas Hoult in that.
Yeah, it's very good. So that's starting soon. I've got a few episodes, whether we watch the screeners or not. Just wait. I'm not sure. But that's coming back. I'm very excited. Other than that, we finished. We started this last week. We're finished it now. So only 7 episodes all up. Midnight Mass.
God, that was good. It was very good.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
They made a mistake in the end, though, I thought.
What was that? Don't... Spoilers! Spoilers!
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah.
So just block your ears from it if you haven't seen it. When they should have... I thought they should have got all the... They should have all gone into the...
Yeah.
And then into the... and burn it down.
Yeah. I don't
know.
And
that way the thing would have burnt down around them, and they would have all burnt up because of the sun, or they would have all run out.
Yeah,
and
into
burnt
the
up.
sun.
Yeah,
I think I don't know. I think because the whole idea, again, still spoilers. Don't come back just yet. I think the whole idea is the fact that they all realise they've fucked up. They've all just killed a bunch of people. They've spent the night snacking on each other, and then realised, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what the hell? They've all realised the error, and they've gone, fuck it, we're all going to die. Just like mass suicide.
Yep.
And they realise this. What do? We just burn up instead of doing it like out of their own will.
And we were having that debate about whether they were angels or
or zombies or vampires
or bloody
devils. Apparently, it is vampires. Anyway, I didn't want to get into spoilers. Come back. But this show is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's a masterpiece.
It is very good.
I don't say that about a lot of things, but it's Mike Flanagan is an incredible storyteller. And the only other thing I've ever seen from him is Dr. Sleep, the Shining sequel, which I loved. I want to watch his other 2 Netflix shows, Haunting of Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor. Apparently both very good as well. Particularly Haunting of Hill House.
And I love, what's his name, QB.
Oh yeah, Matt Saracen.
Matt Saracen,
yeah. Can't remember the name of the actor, but such a good show. And the guy that plays the priest, the main guy, is just terrific as well.
Yeah.
It's such a good show, and it's so beautifully written. It's so beautifully written and so beautifully made. It's just beautiful.
Zach Gilford,
yeah. Just a beautiful. By the end, it's just like a meditation on existence and just life and just everything. And it's incredible.
It's sort of really almost having a dig at religion and stuff too.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, Mike Flanagan grew up, again, the filmmaker, he was raised very Catholic.
Yeah.
And he had struggled with alcohol and stuff. And I think it was all kind of linked as far as I understand. And this show is his way of dealing with what he had to deal with in his life and his past. His way of coming to terms with it, and I guess like a cathartic thing, trying to, so it is very much a scornful take on religion and everything, and it's just so beautiful. It's just such a and like the perception that they have. Spoilers, go away. Spoilers. I can't talk about this properly without a few spoilers. But the character, that presence, that evil thing that the priest thinks is an angel or says is an angel, it's quite clear it's a fucking vampire.
Yeah.
And they're all vampires, right? It's quite clear that, but because these people are so wrapped up in their religion or their fanaticism, their fanatic religion, they think it's an angel.
Yeah.
And they think it's here for the salvation. But it's a fucking vampire. It's a horror. It's a fucking vampire. But I'll tell you, it was just so perfect, the way the whole thing was written, and like just all the little things that are sprinkled throughout it, and then it all makes sense at the end. Because the very first thing we noticed was that a lot of the actors were aged up. They had this makeup to make them look
Yeah,
older.
yeah.
We're thinking, why don't they just get fucking older people? And then you realise throughout the course of the series, they're de-aging them because the priest is giving them the blood of the vampire, the whole thing.
Yep.
And by the end of it, they're all young and they're like their purest form. Fucking loved it. It's just fucking good. I'm sitting there last. I've not been so absorbed by sometimes I can be like a little bit, what do you call it? My attention span's not that great these days. It's not like what it used to be where I could just sit and watch anything and just sometimes I'm a bit scatterbrained, but sometimes I could just watch something. I'm just so fucking absorbed by this. And I think that's maybe because I consume so much media now
Probably.
that it's hard for me sometimes to concentrate.
Yeah.
But
You're probably a bit like me where you're thinking 4 or 5 steps ahead of yourself about what you got to do tomorrow and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And then a lot of the time, I've watched so many movies, I've seen everything. You know, I've seen everything. I'm like, this is something I've seen before. You know how you just don't need to focus. Something like this, I'm like glued to the screen. Holy shit. Let's just fucking watch it, man. If you haven't watched it, we've completely spoiled it for you. But it's so good, man. I couldn't speak about this without going into spoilers.
And the character Bev was played by Samantha Sloyan.
Yeah.
She's a horrible piece of work, but she's fantastic.
So good, yeah. Just
you really get to hate her and think you are just a
I was thinking that last
piece
night.
of shit.
But thinking, what a great performance.
Yeah,
like
she was just fantastic.
Almost like a Nurse Cratchit sort of that like performance that is just nasty, but you love it. Mad. Absolute madness. But
what a good show.
Such a fucking good show. It really surprised me. Because I wasn't sure what to think. Everyone was going on about how good it was and how fantastic it was. And I was thinking, well, we don't usually watch a lot of horror stuff. We're getting more into it. But I think I'm really enjoying this kind of horror more and more now. And just so absorbed. Because it's like it's a statement or a meditation on particular things. And some of the themes that they deal with in these kind of horror, these terror things now, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
So good. So anyway, if you haven't checked out Midnight Mass,
it was enjoyable.
Check it out. It's very good. 7 episodes. It's essentially like a 7-hour movie because each one starts exactly where the last one left off.
Yeah, pretty much.
And each episode is like a chapter. So it's almost like a continuous...
Revelations.
Yeah. And I know many people who did watch the whole thing in one sitting.
Okay.
And like did an all-nighter. They watched they're like, I'll watch 1 or 2 and then did the whole thing.
Download
7, 8
cut
hours.
Them up
Oh,
into one
people
long
do
film.
that. People do that.
Yeah.
Like fan edits, they're called, or fan cuts.
Really?
People like chop them together, and then there's some crazy guy that did the entire MCU as one big movie.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, he interspersed like TV shows and everything, like madness. Yeah, fucking, and did it in chronological order. So yeah, crazy. People do crazy shit. So anyway, that is what we have been watching this week. But now it's time for what we've also been watching this week.
Relaxation time.
Yeah, because it's so relaxing watching Mad Men.
Bong time.
No, stop it! It's not funny anymore. We put an end to it like fucking 6 weeks ago now.
Oh, I'm not going to let it die.
No, it has to die.
It's the Wordsworth manager's fault.
I know it is. So it's Mad Men update. We did 4 episodes again this week.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
And we knocked off season 3.
So it's 3 seasons down.
Shit. How long did it take us to watch all 3 seasons of Deadwood?
When did it start? 2004 or something?
Yeah, but even in our last rewatch of Deadwood, it took us a year.
Nearly a year, 9 months or 10 months or something.
To watch 3 seasons. Yeah. And less episodes? Maybe Deadwood, less episodes a season?
10... Yeah, maybe 10 episodes or so.
12, yeah. But yeah, so Mad Men, we've knocked off 3 seasons now, and it is marvellous still.
Yeah.
Very good.
Loved last night's one.
Occasionally you get an episode where it's like, it was okay. But yeah, then you get one like last night, it's just so good.
Yeah.
Just like flips.
It was a really good episode last night.
It. Yeah.
And a little start-up and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Starting all over again.
Yeah, so good. And the characters, they're all just so good.
Yeah.
Still continuously. Don Draper's a dog.
Yeah, but you almost feel sorry for him in the end.
Yeah, which is such a weird thing.
Which is bizarre.
Because I remember someone reaching out to me and was like, I couldn't watch Mad Men because they want you to sympathise for this guy and you know that he's just a dog.
He's a dog, yeah.
But then you they make you sympathise for him.
Yeah.
Which is such an odd thing, but it's this really great, I think, character arc where, again, we're going to have another 4 seasons, well, 5 if you count the 2 halves of the last season.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go through a lot of character growth. We've already seen a lot of it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But I like how they just do it really slowly,
Yeah,
and then you get flashbacks every few episodes, and just really good character work with Don, and even all the other characters have their own little things. Like Peggy Olsen's probably, I would say, is probably the second lead. If you like talk about the characters that I guess they put more focus on or the development. Peggy Olsen's very like her character growth has been fantastic. I love the running gag of Pete with his gun, with his rifle. It is so funny every time.
Hilarious.
If you don't know, if you haven't watched Mad Men, or if you have watched Mad Men, in one of the very early episodes, he goes and buys a shotgun.
No, it's a BB gun.
Oh, the BB gun, because doesn't he return something from the wedding register or
something? It was called a dip and...
Oh, yeah, the dip platter
chip and dip platter thing, I think it was.
So he returns that and gets this gun from it. And then his wife, of course, gets annoyed with him with the gun, so he has to keep it at the office.
Told him to take it back, and he told her he took it back, but he kept it.
But he kept it at the office. And then every now and then you just see the gun. It's like maybe leaning against the wall, or like every now and then he'll have it just randomly. And then last night's episode, they've been kicked out of their building. They go and start like a new company. And when they're all leaving and they're taking all their stuff, he's got his gun like slung over his shoulder, walking out. I just think every time,
was hilarious.
Every time it pops out, is one of the funniest things. It's such a good show. It's such a really good show.
No,
I love it. Yeah, really.
And I love the way they've brought Joan back into it too.
Yeah.
The character of Joan.
Yeah.
You know, because she was in it the whole season, but
yeah.
There was this arc in her storyline, and she's gone out and she's worked in the retail store and she's done this and whatever, and now she's back into the fold and running. She'll finish up running the office and stuff again.
She's a partner. Is she a partner now with the bit, or who was the?
Can't remember.
Because it's now, what's the name of the company originally? The name of the company was fucking hell, it's so shit today. Sterling Cooper. So it's now Sterling Cooper Draper. What's her surname? Harris. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Or Sterling Cooper Harris Draper, something like that. I think she's or I could have been one of my scatterbrain.
No,
moments.
there was 4 names.
There was 4. I think it might have been her.
Or was it Olsen?
No, it wasn't Olsen, because I was trying to figure out at the time who it was, and I was like, it's not Peggy Olsen, it's not Pete Campbell.
No.
It must be her.
Must be Harris.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Because John Slattery's character is Roger. He's Sterling, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yep.
So he's the partner anyway. So Sterling Cooper Draper Harris or whatever it is. So there you go. Anyway, enjoyable, really good, really like it. Gets better.
I want to get season 4 started there. Yeah. Because I just want to see where they've gone.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's going to be 6 months between that one and the next one. The last episode and then the first episode of season 4.
Because each season's like time jump.
Yeah, because what were we in 63 or 4 this season?
Yeah, well, 60. Well, because JFK's just been killed.
So 63, 64.
Yeah.
So they'll be late 64, 65 probably in the next season. Yeah. So I'll be interested to see whether they've actually got an office space, because they're working out of a what do you call it?
Like a hotel.
Hotel.
Well, he's out of home now too. He's got an apartment.
Yeah.
He had Joan get an apartment for him.
Yeah.
So he's now living in the city.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's our little review of a 10-year-old television program with the Mad Men update.
Fantastic.
Oh, there you go. Let's do some partner highlights very quickly. Random Space Media, great guys, developing really great discs in partnership with the studios, including like the Universal, Sony Pictures Home Entertainment, Disney, etc. They've just done a really great box set with Umbrella. Like, this has shocked me. They're working with Umbrella. They've done an HP Lovecraft box set, which has got a bunch of like these movies Umbrella released. Some of them part of like the Beyond Genres range. I can't remember the films. Drogon's one of them, I think. But it's all these HP Lovecraft things. You can get that through them. They've just released like a Tremors box set, which is the 7 Tremors films, which is, I'm looking forward to get my hands on that. So they're the kind of newest releases from them. Kicks.com.au. you can head over there. Dave15, if that 15% off code is still active. So you can head over there and use Dave15. You get 15% off your entire order. That includes pre-orders and sale product. Okay, now, last week on the show, if you realise, old mate Rick is very silent. He's very silent. Those of you who are listening haven't realised, but those watching know. He actually went and got the parcel that was delivered. I'm going to make sure that I don't show the address on camera. Yeah, that is what I was expecting. Very good. We'll show that in a minute.
Oh, whew.
You back?
Had to run down to the mailbox.
So last week, it was in the mailbox.
Yeah, it was.
Thought so. Last week we launched the Free Guy competition. I had my Free Guy hat, my Free Guy mug, my Free Guy T-shirt, my Free Guy pin, my Free Guy budgie smugglers.
It was all that stuff you went out and bought, wasn't it?
Yep. All my Free Guy stuff that I bought and was not sent by Disney 20th Century Studios. # Free Guy. Free Guy Blu-ray I also had, and I had a spare copy they sent over. They said, we want you to help make someone's good day. We want you to upgrade someone's good day to a great day.
That's right.
So we have, in fact, done that. We launched a competition. We're gonna briefly, do this.
You pull it.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it. We've got it, by the way, in the Free Guy hat. We're doing it in the Free Guy hat right there. Yeah, okay, so let's
Shake.
give it a shake. Give it a shake in the... Last time I did this, I knocked over the glass. Ready? Oh, ASMR. That's what they call it. And you make little noises. People love it. ASMR competition time. Oh, the winner is Get to the Movies. Or Get to the Moofies.
Moofies?
Yeah, and he's got a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
Get to the Moofies. Yeah, so he's a great guy. I actually know him. Don't know him personally, but I know his account and stuff. So it's going to a good home. Free Guy. Get to the Moofies. I'm going to message you and let you know that that is heading your way.
Awesome.
Very good. That's out of the way. Contractual obligation. Tick. Done. Well, no contract, because it's all free. No contract. I've done it. They actually said give it to a friend. I said, no, I'm going to give it away, because I don't have any friends. So
nope.
Here we go. Okay.
Spend too much time in your dark little room, mate.
I know. And all my friends have become like my workers. Like Wacko Jacko's now manager, and I can't stand him anymore. So there you go. But now it's time for...
Shite.
Or...
All right.
Little pause there because I wasn't sure if I was pressing the right thing. But there we go. It is Shite or Alright this week. Of course, we'll kick it off by saying the drinking game that the world's worst manager has in fact sent in. This was last week, but we'll remind you again if you want to take part in it. You can take a drink if you guess the Shite or Alright wrong. You take a drink if the synopsis is reread. You take a drink if Tavesh's name is read.
So that's once.
Yeah. I probably mentioned him a few times earlier too. And you also take a drink if the segment ends. So you finish drink. And the segment will end. I can guarantee that. Yeah. But yes, this just came in the mail that Devesh... Drink. He sent it in. And it is the Love Witch. So I'm so excited.
Awesome.
I probably paid a little too much for it.
Probably.
$21. But a little import. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's going to be quite
Had a good rating, didn't it? Had a
good rating. Yeah. And it just looks really good.
Yeah.
It's that one that just is like vintage inspired, and it actually looks like, if you didn't know it was made in 2016, you would swear it was like a 60s film.
Yeah.
So I'm really keen to see that. And I do want to say thank you to Devesh. Quick. For suggesting that one. Oh, my God. Fucking hell. We do want to say thank you to Devesh for suggesting that one, because sometimes some real gems come up in Shite or Alright. And that's the first one where I've been like, you know what, I'm going to track that one down. I'm going to get that one. Okay, so Shite or Alright, you guys, you all know the deal with the game. We read each other. We get these IMDb titles sent in to us. We get people to send in the links to just the really obscure stuff. Could be really great and sound really shit. Could be really shit and sound really great. Just send in little things that you think are going to trip us up. We will read 2 or read 3 to each other each week. And we try and guess whether the movie is
Shite.
or
All right.
simply based on the synopsis and the synopsis only. No titles, no actors, none of that specific stuff. It's basically judging a book by its cover. So let's get into it this week. Of course, our little worker monkey Jeff has sent us in the stuff this week. He did send it this week.
Yes, he did.
Remember last week we had a bit of a
That's right.
debacle with him. He fell asleep.
Slacking off he was.
He slacked off. We got the email halfway through the pod, and then it turned out he'd sent us the wrong, what do you call it, score sheet. He'd sent us a score sheet from the week before, but this week he has sent us the correct one.
It's hard to get good help these days.
No. So he sent it in, the email that he sent, the subject was "No More Shite Monkey." Okay. He says, "Hello, my fellow Muppets. So sorry for the lack of Jeff last week, but I was monkey napped. I wasn't taken, literally, this monkey napped." Oh, gosh. Jeff, man. Last week was bananas.
How about a pun or two?
Yeah. You've given me hard work. Thank you. He says in brackets, "I've barely been able to keep your lights on with all the cooking and cleaning you've had me doing recently. It's not easy living in the rafters, you know. So sorry to have to move your lollies for recording." Candy, for those in America.
Yep.
Or sweets.
Sweets, if you're in the UK.
"I do have a question and a Shite All Right suggestion, if you please." Nah, fuck off. Next. No, Jeff says, "Do you still have a popcorn machine outside your theatre?" Yes.
Yes, we do.
It's out there.
Most certainly do.
Yeah. Suggestion. Oh, yeah. And then he sent a Shite All Right. He said, "This is a good one since you completely forgot my others." Laughing emoji. Yeah, because apparently he's been sending in a few and I keep forgetting to add them to the list. Jeff, send them all back through to me, please. Just like if you know what they are, send them back and I will include them back in the list. I don't know how I missed them. But he says, "Take care, Dave and Rick. Rick is ahead again this week. G'day on you both."
Woohoo!
You're supposed to say g'day at the beginning, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's not like ciao where you can say hello or goodbye.
Yeah. Well,
I guess you could say, all right, g'day.
No,
it doesn't
really.
work.
No, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all.
No, g'day's
G'day.
a greeting.
No, you say see ya. G'day and see ya. See you later. Catch you later. See you later. That's the more Australian thing, I think.
Yep.
Okay, so last week, after last week's, you are now ahead again. It's 35 to 36 in your favour. I got one last week. You got one last week, so you're ahead. You're going to guess first this time because I've guessed first 13 times. You've guessed first 11.
Oh.
So you're on another deficit.
I'm getting screwed over.
Yeah, okay, so you're going to do one first, and this one comes into us. I should say from the top, we've had new submissions this week from Blake Eisen, Sam B, Gary Littleman, Alan Driver, and Leighton Hales. We've had a whole bunch sent into us this week. You're going to kick it off by reading one from Blake. This is one that he specifically said you have to read to me.
Have to read to you, okay.
Yeah.
After his brother is killed, an Australian farmer sets out on horseback to get his justice against a killer, much to the dismay of his wife.
Is this my fucking year 12 film? This is my fucking year 12 student film. Justice, it's called, and it's a piece of shit. It's a western. We did like a little western. I feel like that's what it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know if it is Shite all right. I don't even know. I didn't even know it had a rating. I might say it's all right because I feel like people feel like they have to give a good rating for things like that. It is shite, but I'm going to say it's all right. Just because I feel like people feel like they have to do the right thing. Yeah.
And this is for Pete Seamoss's Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Shite.
No, it's...
I was thinking one.
All right.
All right.
Press the wrong button. Sorry, girls.
Yeah, we've got a friend of the pod and the YouTube channel, Pete Seamoss. He sent us in. He wrote into us and said his girls just love Shite all right. They love the all right. I think it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. So shout out right there. But yeah, was this my...
It was Justice,
it was,
yes. Director was Dave Lee. Yeah. Written by Dave Lee.
We had a lot of disasters with. Oh no, wasn't this one? It was the other one. No, this was my.
Sorry, it's got a rating of 7 out of 10.
Oh, there you go. That's
And it's got all of 6%, 6 rating, and then 5 of those are probably yours.
Yeah, probably. Did I say year 12 before? Because this is a uni film.
Uni.
No, this is my second year uni film.
Year.
Third year we did another movie, which was all right, but we had so many disasters with that. We had our lead actress drop out like at the last minute because she wanted to do another film and was like, oh, but my friend is free. And then her friend was not great, unfortunately. Yeah. And then she had to go overseas just when we were getting into the dubbing portion because we shot a lot outdoors. We had to do dubbing of the audio. She went overseas like the week before we started dubbing. We had to get someone else to come in and do the dubbing. So bad. Anyway, that's unrelated, little tangent, but these are the things I think about. Justice was okay, but we did have a few little mishaps and stuff.
There was one actor that auditioned for it that you didn't take on, luckily, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No names mentioned.
No. He auditioned for both. He did a lot of these things. Yeah.
He was actually in a couple of them, wasn't he?
He did a lot of them. He was very well known. He was very well known, and he used to take on a lot of student films.
Well, I wonder why.
And very luckily, we did not take him on. Oh my gosh, yes.
And the only reason you didn't take him on was because you knew he'd appeared in a lot of these things.
Well, yeah, I was like, I'm not using this guy because I'm just sick of seeing this guy, seeing him pop up, and he was weird anyway. Yeah. He was very weird, and I was like, yeah, no, thank the Lord we did not hire him to do the film. Right. Anyway, tangent. It's my turn.
Anyway,
I'm going to read you one.
I think that's clever. That who was that sent that in?
Blake sent that in.
Blake found that. And
there you go. Justice. Someone will find the other film, I'm sure, and send that.
Blake will find it. Find it, Blake.
I knew it straight away. I just knew the synopsis.
I should have changed the synopsis on it.
Yeah,
I should have changed something on it that.
No, I knew it.
You wouldn't have recognised.
I didn't recognize the way it's written, but I just knew. I just was like, "This is my." I must have written it like 10 years ago. Yeah, so we would have made it. What year's on it?
I don't know. I've closed it.
Oh, it would be. When did I finish uni? I finished uni 2012. It would be 2011.
2011. Yeah.
So 10 years. 10-year anniversary of Justice, everybody. Yes, celebration. We did get some very good people on board.
It was actually well made film.
Well, we shot it with the Red cameras.
Yeah,
we were the very first group of uni students anywhere in the world to be using the Red Epic cameras. Yeah. Gorgeous, like 4K, 5K image. We tried to shoot it in like Panavision, like the really gorgeous, and then whoever was on camera at the time forgot to put the setting on. So that would have been great because the guy, we were specifically told you have to shoot in 16:9, but one of the guys in the camera department was like, you need to set it to like 1 point, whatever, like sort of like it'll look gorgeous. Because we did like a lot of, we went and shot on a farm, and we did a lot of really beautiful like sunrise shots. It was just stunning.
Gorgeous.
The guy who filmed it, Timothy, he had a very, very good eye, and the shots were just gorgeous. But anyway, it's not about that. We had a really good cast on it and everything too, and it was just so much fun. We went and stayed on the farm for a night and had horses and
almost froze to death.
Almost froze to death. Horses, never work with horses because you just can't control them. Anyway, let's get on with it. Thanks for sending that one in, Blake. A little walk down memory lane there for you all. I'll read out one now from Alan Driver.
Yep.
Alan actually wrote into it. It says, howdy, Dave and Rick from the United States.
I want to know what part of the US he's in.
Yeah, let us know, Alan.
Know whether we've been there or not.
Yeah. The following Shite writes are very obscure picks from my childhood, and as well as from franchises I used to watch, and just random stuff I found on IMDb and Letterboxd. I want to thank you guys for letting me put an Easter egg of this terrific podcast in my book, and hopefully within the next 6 months to be able to share it with you guys. Pleasure. The podcast is something good on a Monday and is always a treat. Now onto the Shite Rights that might rival Devesh's long list. I can guarantee you it does not.
It will not.
And the world's worst managers picks.
You mentioned Devesh.
Oh, shit. Oh, and you've mentioned him as well. That's two. Yeah, I can guarantee you do not rival his list because Alan has sent in, I think I counted, I can't remember. He sent in 2, 4, 6, it's like maybe 15 Devesh's on last count is like 60 something.
1,500.
Yeah, it's literally like an entire page. And hang on, I mentioned him again. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, he's sent in a lot. He did not send
emptied my cup now.
He didn't send in any this week though. Okay, so I'm reading you one from Alan. I'm going to pull this one up right now. Okay, here we go. I might have to change some names on this. Depends. Okay, yes. Someone's feature film debut follows him and his boss as they cross between the real world and the fictional island of Sodor in an attempt to recover lost gold dust.
Oh, I wouldn't say that's all right.
That's all right.
I think it sounds a bit like what's it called? Hook or
Yeah, like a children's sort of
Yeah.
fantasy sort of thing. You
Yeah.
reckon it'll be all right?
Oh, it'd be all right.
All right. It is. Let me double check on that.
Shite.
Bugger.
Yeah. It's called Thomas and the Magic Railroad. It's Thomas the Tank Engine. It's Thomas the Tank Engine with Peter Fonda, Mara Wilson, and Alec Baldwin. So Thomas the Tank Engine's feature film debut follows Thomas and Mr. Conductor, who's played by Alec Baldwin, as they cross between the real world and the fictional island of Sodor in an attempt to recover lost gold dust.
Is Ringo in it?
No, because Ringo was the conductor, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So Alec Baldwin is playing the conductor in this.
Oh, hello, controller.
It's probably an Americanized version. I don't think I ever watched this. Peter Fonda, it must be.
Yeah.
Mara Wilson, who was the young child actress who did like Mrs. Doubtfire and Matilda and all that stuff. She's quite fun to follow on social media, actually. She posts a lot of great stuff. She's obviously like my age now, but a bit older. But she's quite fun to follow on social media. So if you don't follow her, Mara Wilson is good value. All
right.
Okay, your turn.
Your one.
One for me.
Yep,
You're
one for
reading
you.
one. This one from Jeff. Jeff sent this one in this week.
A group of misfit teens evade a corrupt scientist when they steal and attempt to return a suit that delivers supernatural strength to its wearer.
Go again.
A group means we're going to drink.
Oh, yeah. And did I read that one twice? That's all right. I just took a sip of that, so I'll just...
Okay. A group of misfit teens evade a corrupt scientist when they steal and attempt to return a suit that delivers supernatural strength to its wearer.
Oh, that sounds like a Scooby-Doo kind of thing, doesn't it? It almost sounds familiar, but almost not. I'm going to say, this could go either way. Again, it could be like one of those kids' movies that's really great.
Could.
Huh?
It certainly could go either way.
Yeah. I'm going to say all right. It sounds okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So it's all right?
Yeah.
Shite.
Fuck hell.
Press the right button that time.
Oh, good.
No, it's a film called Punks. Punks.
I don't know it.
Goes for an hour 55. Has a rating of 4.9.
Oh, geez.
And stars Jessica Alba, Randy Quaid, Henry Winkler, Kenneth Brown, Brandon Baker, Tim Redwine.
Right. Yeah, you're getting the people we don't know now. What's the picture? Let me look.
Well, those last couple I read were actually the top bill.
Really? Never heard of it in my life. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. Anyway, okay, I'm going to do one for you now.
Yep.
This one comes in from Leighton. Let me open it.
What, the tennis player?
No, not Leighton Hewitt. Leighton Hales. Okay, here we go. The tale of two socially awkward misfits and the strange ways they try to find love through revenge on high school bullies, burgers, and video games.
Oh, it's right up my alley.
Yeah,
Just trash.
yeah,
Sounds like absolute trash.
yeah.
But I'm going to love it.
Okay, yeah. So you reckon
I'm
what?
going to say it's all right. Sounds
It's all right?
sounds something like Revenge of the Nerds or something like that. That type of thing. I'm
Like
gonna
a
say it's
comedy,
all right.
sort of comedy thing.
I'm going to say it's all right.
Here it is. It is.
All right.
You've seen it. We were talking about it the other day, actually.
Yeah.
This is, I want to take away TT's earliest films,
Ah.
Eagle versus Shark,
Ah, there you go.
with Jermaine Clement And who else was in that? Lauren Taylor. Rachel Howes, who was in all the Kiwi stuff and all the Taika's stuff.
She's great.
Yeah. And Taika's in it too. But there you go.
Was she? No, she wouldn't have been.
What was that?
Once for Warriors.
Don't know. Don't know. Let me look. She's been around for a long time. She's been doing stuff for ages. No, not in Once Upon a Warriors. She's a really great Kiwi actor, though.
She's fantastic. Yeah. Did she do Star Wars or something as well?
Oh, she's been in a lot of stuff recently. She was in Thor.
Yeah.
She does all the Taika's stuff now. But then she also did a voice.
It was one of those superhero things.
She did a voice in Soul. She did a voice in The Lion Guard, which is the Lion King TV show that's on at the moment.
Yep.
Moana. Oh, she was the grandma in Moana. She was in the Wolf Creek series, Hunt for the Wilder People. Heaps of stuff. She's done heaps of Boy. She was in, of course.
It's Taika's.
Yeah,
People,
I think
Boy.
Eagle vs. Shark might actually be Taika's first movie.
Oh, okay.
So that's before Boy. I always thought Boy was his first, but it must be Eagle vs. Shark.
Not sure.
I'm going to double check.
And we just recommended these to the young bloke next door.
Yeah, because
loaned him a couple of the films, and
I got a phone call from the guy that lives next door. He's like, "Oh, his son." He's like, he's got to do a school project on Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah,
it's like, what?
Yeah,
he's like, "Can he come in? Have you got it?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, do you mind if he borrows it? I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So I took it to him,
and it was right because when he brought it back, I was working out the front. And we had a bit of a chat about it, and he said that his teacher wanted to give them something different and whatever.
Yeah, crazy.
And he said he loved it. So I said, I'll give you a couple of other of Taika's films.
So we've training him on the Taika. On the Taika stuff. Yeah. So there you go. Okay, so that's that one. Now it's one for me.
Yep.
This one comes in from Anthony Fisher.
Anthony Fisher, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. A husband finds out that his wife and her lover are trying to kill him.
Is that it?
That's it.
Husband finds out that his wife and her lover are trying to kill him. Crap. It's crap. It's shite. It's shite.
Yep, go.
All right.
6.5.
Wow.
1990, hour 33, called Buried Alive.
Oh, never heard of it.
With Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Oh.
Tim Matheson. And a whole bunch of people know the faces of, but wouldn't know the names.
Must be like a 90s black comedy sort of thing, is it? Or is it a drama?
Horror romance thriller.
Oh, there you go. Buried Alive.
1990. Yeah. TV movie.
Okay. There you go. All right. Here's one more. This one's for you. This one comes into us from... Okay, you ready to take a drink? This one's from Devesh. Got to get through his list, man. Ow. I slammed my tooth with that. With the DC mug.
You've been to the dentist. You don't want to go.
I know. I still haven't gone to see the specialist about my
wisdom
teeth yet. We'll get there. Okay, so here we go. Here's one more.
Oh, sorry, that Buried Alive, that's a Frank Darabont film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Sorry.
Who, of course, did Shawshank Redemption. And did he do Shawshank Redemption? Yeah, he did The Green Mile.
You're telling me.
Shawshank, let me double check. Shawshank Redemption. I'm sure he did Shawshank Redemption. And he also did The Green Mile. Yeah. Majestic.
Frankenstein.
The Majestic, which was amazing.
Oh, that was with
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. That's a great film. That was a really good film. That I've watched it. I've watched it probably 3 or 4 times. Yeah, I've caught it on TV a couple of times and watched it.
Oh, really?
What a great film.
Okay, let me read you one more. This one is from our mate. I'll save you from taking another drink.
Yep.
Okay, a group of wealthy boys in Los Angeles during the early 1980s establish a get-rich-quick scam that turns deadly.
Go again.
Okay. A group of wealthy boys in Los Angeles during the early 1980s establish a get-rich-quick scam that turns deadly.
I'm going to say that's all right.
You say it's all right?
Yeah.
You lock it in?
Who's in it?
Oh, you want your fucking your assist. I always forget about that. It has got Ansel Elgort, Taron Egerton, Emma Roberts, and Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, I'll say it's all right.
You say it's all right? It is
Shite.
Yeah. This came out like, let's have a look. I think, what was his show on Netflix? House of Cards?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure this came out, this was one of the movies that came out just like around that time where he was kicked off. And they really struggled to figure out how to advertise the movie because he was in it. Because you had, they replaced it with Christopher Plummer in All the Money in the World, that Ridley Scott film.
Yeah.
So they completely replaced him. But this movie, they were like, no, we have to release it. And the ad campaign was terrible. Look at the poster. This was the poster. That was that like actual poster for the movie. It's literally just like a yellow poster with a picture of Taron Egerton and Ansel Elgort just like copy and pasted over the top, and then black Arial font, Billionaire Boys Club. No Kevin Spacey on there. His name's on it, of course, but no, it's just really crap. But the one that's been used as the IMDb picture is a bit better. Still no Kevin Spacey in the picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember they really struggled to advertise it. But yeah, it's called Billionaire Boys Club. It's got a 5.6. Oh, no, shit. You didn't know yet? Had you even guessed if it was... Oh, no, you did. You did, yeah.
I think it's Shite, Dave.
Did you guess?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did guess. I was thinking,
I thought it sounded okay.
Because you asked me for the actor, and I thought for some reason my brain just like I just went on like a tangent. I was like giving you everything. No, yeah, it's called Billionaires Boys Club. It's a 5.6. It was released in 2018, which was around that time when Kevin Spacey became disgraced, essentially. Okay, so is that the end of the
Yes, that's it.
segment? That is this week's edition of... Oh, fucking hell. No, that's this... that's this week's...
See, yeah, without the video, you could cut that out.
I know. That's this week's edition of...
Shite.
Or...
All right.
Brilliant. Now, this is usually the point in the show where we go into trailer trash, but old mate Wacko Jacko said, get rid of it. So I get rid of it.
And there's no trailers to watch this week anyway.
Well, there's a trailer for Scream, the new version of Scream. I'm not that interested in. There's a trailer for the new Disney Plus remake of Home Alone, which has got the kid from Jojo Rabbit. Not the main kid, but his mate.
Yep.
The really funny kid.
Yep.
He's in it. Oh, it's Ali Kemper's in it from Aaron from The Office.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't remember the guy that's in it too. It doesn't look very good. It'll be okay.
Now the question beggars is Wordsworth's manager right?
Yeah. Do we get rid of trailer trash? He reckons, and I said to him, you just don't like you just want to get rid of the sound effects. He's like, no, it just doesn't work. He's like, it's boring. He's like, I'd rather listen to what you're watching and what you've enjoyed and your little reviews and not what you're looking forward to watching, the little trailers and shit. He said, if you want to watch a trailer, put it in the news segment where it used to be.
Okay.
Let us know anyway. Write in.
Fair enough.
And just let us know if you like trailer trash. No more. You'd be sad for you because you love the little jingle.
Yeah. You'll play the jingle anyway just to piss him off?
Yeah, we'll play it. We'll play it one more time. Trailer trash. Yeah. So that's gone from this week at least. Just let us know.
Yeah.
But at that, we do have to play another sound effect, which is... what's that? What is that noise? I still haven't shortened this, by the way, so it could go on for a little bit longer.
You don't know what it is. That's a sting for the next segment.
Yeah, the news. I need to shorten that. I keep forgetting. I don't have the time. This is what I mean. I have so much to do. These little things slip by. Okay, so we're going to have a look at some news this week. And we are running, well, I was going to say we're running good for time, but we're going to go to 2 hours today. Okay, so the news this week, we've only got a couple of short stories here. The first one is we've got an announcement for an actor who's coming into Guardians of the Galaxy, the next Guardians of the Galaxy. Will Poulter has been cast as the character Adam Warlock. There's a couple of pictures there. You'll know him, yeah. You'll most recently recognize him as the fleshy scarecrow. His flesh was ripped off and he turned into a scarecrow. Sorry, spoilers for Midsommar.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And he's playing a character called Adam Warlock. There's a picture of Adam Warlock there as well. Adam Warlock appeared at the end of Guardians 3 inside the big cocoon.
Yep.
Which is also pictured there in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So that was teased that Adam Warlock was going to come into Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This was reported by Deadline. They exclusively revealed that Will Poulter has been cast as Adam Warlock. Sources say Gunn and executives began their lengthy search for the person who would be playing Warlock at the end of August, with Poulter meeting along with several other actors for the coveted part. As it is common with any major Marvel property, execs and Gunn took their time with the role given how excited fans were when it was first teased. In the end, Poulter's test was too good to pass up. He's not necessarily someone you would imagine be like a superhero, given some of his roles like Where the Millers, where he's the funny little kid in that.
Yeah.
But he's also done, again, Midsommar. He was in The Revenant. He was in Detroit, which was fantastic. He's very good in that. And The Maze Runner. He's part of the cast of a new show called Dope Sick, which is coming to Hulu and Disney Plus as well, which is apparently quite good. It's like another doctor, one of those hospital shows.
I think it might have been The Millers where he was a bit of a pothead.
Just a weird kid. No, he's just a weird kid, I think.
There was something, I'm sure there was something in him, he was a pothead.
I think just Where the Millers, he's just a weird kid. I don't know, maybe he was a pot. I don't know. But anyway, he's a weird kid. Now, James Gunn addressed it. Now, as I know someone who's very well connected and stuff over there. They know people and whatever. And they have told me that when a little story like this gets out, it is panic stations. Naturally panic stations. And usually, because if something like this leaks, and it's why I don't tend to cover these kinds of leaks, when these have come out in the trades before they've been officially announced by the studio goes into panic stations because they've had a whole marketing campaign planned out, how they're going to reveal this, and then someone else jumps the gun and announces it before them, and they have to redo their whole marketing strategy.
Yeah.
James Gunn has addressed it. The filmmaker, of course, of Guardians of the Galaxy, and he said, as you guys know, I often strike down false rumours, so welcome to the Guardians family, Will Poulter. He's an amazing actor and wonderful guy. See you in a couple of weeks.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go. So he's addressed
He confirmed it.
Yeah, he confirmed it. But James Gunn's always been very good like that. If there's like a story that's come out that's fake, he's like, no, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And then if something leaks out like that, he's always like, yeah, all right, that's true.
He owns his shit.
Deal with it. Yeah, he's great.
Best thing to do, get on the front foot.
Exactly right. The Warlock, Adam Warlock, for those who don't really know much about Adam Warlock, the Hollywood Reporter put it very well. They said Warlock's origins dates back to 1967's Fantastic Four, numbers 66 and 67, with Jack Kirby and Stan Lee creating the character. The two-part storyline centered on evil scientists using cloning and genetic modification to create the perfect human being, with the character referred to only as him. Writer and artist Jim Starlin revived the character in 1975 and later brought the character to new levels of popularity by using him in his 1990s Infinity Gauntlet trilogy and putting him into books such as Warlock and the Infinity Watch, where he served as a wise defender of reality himself. Marvel's website describes him as a genetically engineered as the perfect being. The hero known as Adam Warlock uses his superhuman strength and cosmic powers to protect the universe from its darkest forces, including the one within himself. Sounds like a pretty cool character. I'm not too familiar with him. I don't think I've ever really read anything that the character's in, but people love the character, and people have been so excited to see who's going to be Adam Warlock. And I think at first I thought, that's a bit weird. But then I thought about it, I'm like, actually, he was very good in Midsommar. He was very good in Detroit. Yeah. I don't really remember him in The Revenant. I obviously don't remember much about The Revenant.
He didn't crawl into a horse.
He didn't crawl into the horse. There's Leo. Leo did that. So naturally, I don't remember much of that film. But he's very good. And I feel like we've seen people like Paul Rudd or Kumail Nanjiani as the recent example where they pick up this little scrawny guy and just get him jacked. And I feel like they're obviously going to do the same thing with Will Poulter. So it's going to be interesting to see the transformation that he goes through for this. But I think, like, at this point, we always say it, 23, whatever it is, films now in. You got to trust Kevin Feige. You got to trust Marvel.
Trust the process.
And James Gunn, whose films are always just great, and his casting is always spot on. Like, of course, the Suicide Squad as well. How well cast was just everyone in that.
Yeah.
So there you go. So I'm excited to see that. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I can't remember when that one comes out. I think it's 2023. Let me just have a look. Release date, May 5, 2023. Next year, we're going to get the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. So that'll be a bit of fun. I don't think Adam Warlock's going to be in that, though. Another bit of casting news this week. We keep updating you on Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer biopic. This is the film that he was shopping around everywhere and eventually sold it off. Who did he sell it to again? Universal, obviously. He has cast Cillian Murphy in the role of Oppenheimer, and if you see a picture of these two together, cast it very, very well.
Could be his grandson.
Yeah, very well. And it's one of those things that just, I guess, just worked because Cillian Murphy has worked with Nolan quite a bit. He did all 3 Batman movies. He was the Scarecrow. He was in Inception, and he was in Dunkirk as well. So he's been sort of working with Nolan over the years. And then this is just sort of lined up. But this is his first time leading a Nolan film, so that'll be quite good.
He's good.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's very good.
He's in Peaky Blinders as well, which I really want to watch.
Yeah.
I've started it. It's one of those ones where I've started and it's just hard to get into.
We used to work with years ago. He loved it.
He
John.
did love it, yeah. He was always banging on about it. Alicia loves it. One of her favourite things. Universal has called this project, the Oppenheimer film, an epic thriller that thrusts audiences into the pulse-pounding paradox of the enigmatic man who must risk destroying the world in order to save it. They go on to say, who's this? The Hollywood Reporter goes on to say, production will begin in early 2022 and shoot on IMAX 65mm and 65mm large format film. Nolan has already assembled some below-the-line talent, including director of photography Hoyt van Hoytema, who worked with him on Tenet, Dunkirk, and Interstellar, so it's going to look beautiful. And the editor Jennifer Lame and composer Ludwig Göransson, who both worked with him on Tenet. Now, Ludwig Göransson did the score for The Mandalorian. So his stuff is gorgeous. He also did Black Panther, the score from Black Panther, just stunning stuff. J. Robert Oppenheimer. It's just a little description of who Oppenheimer is for those who may be a little bit unfamiliar. J. Robert Oppenheimer is an American theoretical physics.
Physicist.
I think that's what it's supposed to say, but it says physics. An American theoretical physicist is considered one of the fathers of the atom bomb, which he helped develop during World War II. The project is based on the 2005 Pulitzer Prize-winning book American Prometheus: The Triumph and Tragedy of J. Robert Oppenheimer and Kai Bird, and the late Martin by Kai Bird and the late Martin J. Sherwin, the latter of whom passed away this week. It says there. So so there you go. So that looks like it's going to be a very, very good film. Like Nolan, I'm on board for anything he does. Absolutely.
Everything he touches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it'll be all right.
I think so.
I like Cillian too.
Yeah, and it's pulling together really quickly as soon as he sold it.
Loved him in Batman.
Yeah.
Loved him in Batman. His character in that was great.
He's really good in Peaky Blinders too,
Yeah.
from what I've seen of it. Very good. But there you go. Look how blue his eyes are too. It's just like one of those people who's got those really blue eyes. Crazy. Irish though. It's those Irish eyes. Is that what they say?
Oh, the Irish are usually green, aren't they? Green eyes?
Oh yeah. Oh, whatever, same thing.
Blue eyes with the Germans.
I think he's Irish. Is he Irish or is he Scottish?
Name like Cillian. Could be either.
I think it's Irish. He's Irish. I just don't want to offend anyone. Irish, yes. Okay, another piece of news this week. There's a Disneyland movie in the works. Biopic.
Ooh.
Yeah. Deadline reports that a Walt Disney Disneyland movie is in the works about Walt Disney building Disneyland.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Deadline has learned that David Gordon Green is set to direct a movie at Disney Studios for Disney Plus about Walt Disney's journey to building Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. David Gordon Green directed Pineapple Express, Prince Avalanche. He did a bunch of episodes of Eastbound and Down and Dickinson. He recently directed Halloween, the 2018 Halloween, and the sequel, which just came out, Halloween Kills. He's currently working on remakes of The Exorcist and Hellraiser as a series. So it's like an eclectic mix of stuff. But yeah, it sounds quite interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I'm really keen. There's no word on who's going to play Walt Disney. I'd love to see Tom Hanks back. But it's been quite a few years since that last one, Saving Mr. Banks.
Yeah.
And this is set before Saving Mr. Banks, so it couldn't really work.
No.
This would be set mid-50s probably. Disneyland opened 1955, so it's probably set like maybe 53, probably, around between 53, 54, 55, I'd imagine. So
Awesome.
you'd have to have someone who's probably, I don't know how old he would have been at that point. Maybe in his 40s, maybe?
Probably.
Have to be.
When did he die? How old was he?
He was like 60, very early 60s when he died. So he must have been in his late 40s, early 50s at least.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm really keen to see that. Very keen to see that.
That's so mine.
Disney biopic.
That'd be really good.
I'm really keen to see who they cast as him. Really, really keen to see.
Yeah.
But there you go.
No, it'll be good to sort of have a look and see what their take on it, and
Yeah.
because it's well documented, obviously, and
Yeah.
they should be able to make a pretty true to life film out of it.
I hope so. It's being written, I think, by Evan Spiliotopoulos, who's worked with Disney on The Jungle Book 2, Pooh's Heffalump movie, Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure, a bunch of like straight-to-DVD movies. But he also worked on writing the live-action reboot of Beauty and the Beast. He's set to write it. Calvary media producer Jason Reed and executive producer Jessica Matthews have spent a year developing the pitch before bringing it to Disney. So
Awesome.
there you go. I mean, yeah, very keen to see how that one turns out.
No idea when they start that, or
No idea. But that hasn't even been announced by Disney. I imagine if this is coming out in deadline now, I reckon we'll get an announcement of this on the Disney Plus Day next month.
okay, yeah,
I imagine. So I reckon this is probably something that will take maybe 2 or 3 years to get out the gate.
you would think so.
Yeah. So there you go. Keen
Cool.
to see that. Other than that, that is it for the news this week. We're not going to do subscriber questions this week. I think this is one of the segments that's probably going to get cut because a lot of the questions that come in are always the same.
Yeah,
But if people write in emails and stuff, I will read them on the show.
yeah,
And this will be like the section where we just, people who are writing in and want things to say, want me to read some little messages out on the podcast, we'll utilize this section for that. Instead of spending, again, if we want to get these podcasts down a little bit, instead of spending 20 minutes replying to questions,
yeah.
we'll just take some messages. It's a nice message.
And questions can be left for live streams and stuff.
Yeah, exactly right. Not that I really want to do too many of them in the future. Did
No,
one this
but-
weekend. It was disaster.
Mm,
It was a
little.
it was had really terrible internet reception. Don't know what was going on.
Don't know what happened there.
But anyway, here we go. Leighton wrote in. This was when he sent me the Shadow Right.
Leighton Hales.
Leighton Hales wrote in. This is when he sent me the Shadow Right. He wrote a little message. I hope you and old mate Rick and the rest of the family. Hi, Dave. I hope you, old mate Rick, and the rest of the family is safe during the Victorian lockdown. Just want to say thank you for providing such great entertainment. Listening to your podcast is the highlight of my week. I dedicate most of my Saturday afternoons listening to the pods.
Got nothing in his life. That's a highlight of your week.
Yeah.
My God.
We do appreciate it. Thank you
We
so much.
certainly do.
I'm currently working on an untitled Australian drama TV series. Sorry, can't say what it is just yet. I also listen to your podcast multiple times while I'm in the car. I do a lot of driving during the week. I have also recommended some of my colleagues to your podcast.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's lovely. Anyway, I want to say thank you for being such a great YouTuber. I love your channel and content you create. Once again, congrats on passing 100,000 subscribers. Thank you very much, Leighton. We really do appreciate that. So,
And get a life, mate.
yeah,
No, we love having you with us. It's a pleasure to sort of do this sort of shit, and
yeah,
we enjoy it. We have good fun doing it.
yeah. And see, this is an example of someone who's writing and saying that they're listening.
Yeah,
as opposed
exactly.
to watching. And
Yeah.
I would say most of the letters I get are from people who listen.
Who listen? Yeah,
As opposed to watch.
yeah.
So again, we do apologise. This is signing out of the last video pod for a while anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they
Until we
might-
do a special or
We
something.
do a special, or we bring them back full time when we can kind of, I guess, afford to. Not just
Afford the
monetarily, but-
time
and time-wise. But yeah, it's been fun doing the videos, but we do have to just kind of unfortunately cut it there because it's too much.
A bit sad, but
Yeah, so thank you for watching and sticking with us. Enjoy these last few minutes of the pod with us. But hopefully we can still be part of your routine and you can just find other ways to indulge while you're watching listening to the pod.
Get onto, what is it called, Apple? A podcast streaming thing?
Yeah, and just listen. Or, like I said, they're still going to go on YouTube.
They'll still go up here.
So you can still have it on YouTube if you prefer.
If that's the only way you can.
Yeah, if that's your preferred way of consuming media, you will still be able to watch an image. You will still be able to pull it up on YouTube. But for now, our visuals are going to be gone.
Yeah, awesome.
So thank you so much. Anyway, and as always, that is the end of the show. It's all that we have time for. The podcast goes out
under 2 hours.
Wow, by the time we get this wrap up, the podcast goes out every Monday on all the podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible. The visual element is available on YouTube, which goes out 2 days early to Patreon supporters. That's also why I want it to stay on YouTube, so I can get it to patrons early as the video. Don't forget, though, the video podcasts are on a separate channel. Not that they're video podcasts anymore, but if you want to watch on YouTube, it's that second channel. Head over there, subscribe, watch, etc. You can find me on YouTube at Dave Lee Down Under, over on Twitter, Instagram at Dave Lee Down Under. There's links in the description of every podcast. If you want to write into the show, you can tune in at daveleepod@gmail.com. And if you're listening on podcast platforms, please leave a review and a rating.
Just good ones.
Yeah, because they're the ones that
good
help.
Ones.
They're the ones that help.
Hate bad ones.
YouTube preview.
Hunt them down otherwise. Hunt them down.
Yep. YouTube preview. Last week I uploaded a ranking of Treehouse of Horror 11 through 20, The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 11 through 20 by story. So that's called like the next 30 Treehouse of Horror ranked, because I did the first 30 last year. So that's up. I don't think I did any cartoon news last week. On my second channel, Dave Lee Down Under Extra, there was a new Blu-ray video that went out last week and a 4K review of Free Guy. You can check out as well. This week, I am hoping to have an Evolution out to you, which is very exciting. It's going to be a very, very short one. I literally wrote and researched it in 2 days, and I'm hoping to be able to do more of these in the future. And I'm really actually hoping that I can get 2 Evolutions out this month, 2 short Evolutions this month, which is also why, when we get rid of the video pod, it gives me more time to be able to do this kind of thing more regularly. So that's what's coming up this week. Other than that, I don't really have any other plans. I'm going to have a review. I don't have reviews coming out this week. That's it. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching one final time. For now, we'll be back with videos at some point.
And don't unsubscribe. Stay subscribed.
Stay subscribed. Keep watching. Get the monetization up. And once we start turning over a profit on it, maybe we start reconsidering, how we can...
Just so you get notifications on when it's up. And,
yeah.
And when we do specials and stuff.
Yes. All right. Thanks so much for listening, for watching, for all that stuff. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace out,
We'll
baby.
hear you on the next one. Take it easy.
Stay safe.
All right. See you later.